having people destroy things that you know you're not supposed to be destroying, but also to removing them and taking that. They left as they came in, kind of strangely different and slightly corrupt.
Well, and I think that's why those clips that were just played are so important for everyone to remember, especially when this investigation might potentially lead to whether or not this was negligence or actually intentional behavior. But it's clear that the former president knew exactly what was wrong with doing these things. He called out Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton on ripping up documents, taking classified information, accepting gifts, mischaracterizations, because he knew that it was politically damaging and gave the appearances of being corrupt. And that's what I think ultimately the DOJ is going to have to do if they decide ultimately to investigate these 15 boxes that were taken from Mar-a-Lago, which is what the archives has asked them to do, according to our reporting yesterday.
In an interview with the Washington Post, James Rossiter, a Republican prosecutor from Antrim County, Michigan, said Rudy Giuliani and other legal advisors to former President Trump asked him to seize his county's voting machines and turn them over to the Trump team. He says Giuliani contacted him 2 weeks after the 2020 election, after the county initially misreported and corrected an inaccurate election count that had Biden beating Trump by 3,000 votes in a district that's a GOP stronghold. The Post reports the inaccurate tally was, quote, an error that soon placed Antrim at the center of false claims by Trump that the election had been stolen. Rossiter refused the request and said, we don't have that magical power to just demand things as prosecutors. You need probable cause. Even with grounds to take the machines, he added he could not have released them to a party with an interest in the matter. Giuliani has declined to comment. Jackie, this is your reporting as well. I mean, between that and the Georgia phone call, I mean, this administration seemed to be culling for improper votes. Yeah, in any way they could.
Somehow, well, it's amazing, first of all, that we're continuing to find so much new information that has yet to be uncovered, which is exactly, what the January 6th committee is doing. But this story especially is just fairly shocking because it shows them actually trying to implement some of their plans that we've seen sketched out in executive orders to seize voting machines. But here is a situation where they dialed in on a specific county and found a reason to do so, despite it being obviously quite unconstitutional. Even in the conversations I've had just in the past few months, there are still a lot of people involved with this effort who believed that these voting machines needed to be seized to be protected so that they could prove fraud. These people are true believers. And I have to give credit to my colleagues, Emma Brown and John Swain, who really did the heavy lifting on this pretty bonkers story.
Giuliani did go to law school, right? I mean, he did.
He was a lawyer at one point, a functioning mayor.
Yeah, I was welcome.
Willie Geist.